So, since Amita is joining us for the first time today, I'll just briefly explain to her what we are doing or what we have been doing since last 4 months. Namaste, Amita ji. Nice to see
Namaste. Yeah.
you.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
as far as I know, please correct me if I'm wrong, Amita ji. Amita ji is from Mumbai,
Yes, right.
and she came to know we are in this common WhatsApp group, which is about education, where I
Correct.
posted the link about these sessions that we are doing twice a
Yes.
month, and she was interested in joining.
Yeah, right.
So the format is very simple. Savitri is a very profound book written by Sri Aurobindo over a span of at least 30 years. And it's a simple story which we have came across in Mahabharat as a sideline story of Satyavan and Savitri. But he has given a spiritual significance to the characters of the story. In Sri Aurobindo's Savitri, Satyavan is a soul who has fallen and he has forgotten his higher self. And Savitri is a divine word. She is the one who brings it back and she kind of makes him aware of his who he really is, what he has forgotten. And the story of, the story is not changed. It's just that the spiritual symbolism behind the story is very much profound. What we are doing in these sessions is, first of all, we meet on every first and third Friday for 1 hour in the evening. And earlier, we used to study the lines of Savitri and we used to meet. But we realized that it's very hectic. We all lead our hectic lives. And it's not possible for everyone to do the study and then come. So now, since last session, Freider and I, we have started to experience these lines directly. So there are two, it's a very common experience of most of the people who have been reading Savitri for many, many years. If you are dedicated to the work that you're doing, whatever that work may be, whether it's a household work or whether it's something that is towards people, or if you are into research or any other work, it's even if it's simple 9 to 5 job, if you are doing it with utmost dedication, and when you visit the lines of Savitri, you always get some insights from it which are really, really valuable, very profound. So just for a quick example, last week, so I hope both of you can see the screen that I'm sharing.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Yes.
started with the second, so this is first book, and book is divided into many cantos. And the second canto we have started last session, the name of the canto is The Issue. And we read these many lines. I don't know exactly how many, but we took turns, me and Freider, and we would read one paragraph, discuss about it, then go on for the next paragraph. And we read up to this one, that hour had fallen now on Savitri. And sometimes some of the lines connected with us, resonated with us very deeply, and we shared those insights. And since we are recording this meeting, these videos will later be uploaded on YouTube, where more people can, be able to watch it, and maybe we'll be able to share our insights with them. So that's the simple framework of these sessions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
None.
Okay, then we can start, Freider.
Yes.
Okay, so I think as usual, would you like to go first?
Yes, I will start. It's a point. I
Yes.
think there.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah. A point she had reached where life must be in vain, or in her unborn element awake. Her will must cancel her body's destiny. For only the unborn spirit's timeless power can lift the yoke imposed by birth in time. Only the self that builds this figure of self can raise the fixed interminable line that joins these changing names, these numberless lives, this new obvious personality, and keeps still lacking in our conscious acts the trail of old forgotten thoughts and deeds, disown the legacy of our buried selves, the burdensome hiership to our vanished forms, accepted blindly by the body and the soul. Hmm.
Usually when you read it first time, it's very little that you get.
Yeah, that's true.
Any
Comes
particular
something
line?
up?
Yeah. Do you want
Comes
to?
something up in your mind?
I kind of, for this line, for only the unborn spirit's timeless power can lift the yoke imposed by birth in time. So
Yeah,
there is this contradiction of the timeless power and the boundary of time, which I find very interesting in the
I
same
see.
line.
Yeah. And the timeless power also.
Yes.
So
So
it's,
timeless power of the spirit, that means the soul,
yes.
can lift the yoke imposed by birth in time. In Sankhya philosophy, there is a segregation between Prakriti and Purusha.
Yes.
So it says that they are both counterparts of each other, where Prakriti is the unconscious self, which is dormant. It doesn't have any knowledge of its own existence. And it's the Purusha, when he embodies the Prakriti kind of starts moving and,
Mhm.
So this terminology, it can lift the yoke imposed by birth in time.
Do you can explain what is the meaning of yoke? Because
Yoke is when you have egg. You see that yellow part where the birth happens, where you can. That's
okay.
literal meaning.
That's yoke.
Yes, that's yoke.
I see.
Yes. So for me, these two lines are very profound. I think I would like to explore more on this, but I think I'll need some time to think. There's a lot that is encapsulated in these lines. But for now, I didn't understand the next few lines that much. Amitaji, is there anything you would like to, if there is anything particular thing that stood for you, or?
Like you were talking about Prakriti and Purush, in other words, they say it is to be Shiva and Shakti also.
Yes. There are different names
Yeah,
but the terminology
Different
is same.
systems.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The terminology is same.
Same,
So
correct.
basically, one is the power. The
One is
power
the
which cannot do anything, but it's the other one is so Shiva is always considered as absolute, which is Purusha.
Yeah, right. And Prakriti is supposed to be
Shakti, or
Parvati.
yes,
Shakti,
the
right,
power.
right. Yes.
Sri Aurobindo defines this as Purusha and Prakriti. And it's the same terminology, just different names. Where Purusha is the timeless, And he's also somebody who is very absolute, and he doesn't participate in the creation.
Yes.
He only acts as a witness. Whereas Prakriti is the one who is dominated by sattva, rajas, tamas gunas, and everything can be traced back to these gunas. Purusha is beyond that. It's not part of the set, but it's only for his pleasure that Prakriti is doing what she's doing. So they are both so counterparts that they are, Purusha cannot manifest its will without Prakriti. And Prakriti Prakriti cannot be, she doesn't recognize herself without Purusha. So they are incomplete without each other, but they are absolutely, there is nothing in common between Purusha and Prakriti.
Mm. And now the next sentence or lines I found also interesting, because here he speaks directly about numberless lives. And he only he describes only the self that builds this figure of self.
Only the
Can
self
raise
that
the
builds this
fixed
figure.
terminable line. So that's also a mathematical formulation when you think about, no?
Interesting. Could you
So
explain more about this? Because
because
how do you
we
think?
have this chaos theory, and now something builds himself, so it's a repetition.
So
So
it's
the
more like
self builds
fractals.
itself. So
So is it, there is also one concept in mathematics called fractals, where
yeah,
you
yeah,
see the
exactly.
same patterns. The more you zoom in, you get like a snowflake, or like a tree. If you cut the branch, it looks like a small tree, and then you cut it and it looks like a small tree.
Yeah, so we will always find the similar patterns. And that's quite interesting. That his idea about self is
Self-building.
something which is also repeating itself. So
Right.
because the self builds the figure of the self.
Yeah. And the self can be found in the minute parts of itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So even the small, if you dissect the concept of self in
Yes.
different parts, the part itself can be independent self in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is used as a building block. Very profound.
So of course the self is not so simple also in the description.
That's true. That's true. This is the beauty of Savitri. First time we read, everything goes above the head. And then you take one line and it feels like, oh my God, there is so
Yeah,
much to explore, and it won't end.
then it's open, so that's true.
It's open. Only the self that builds this figure of self. Now I have an
And now you
interesting.
see also interesting what he wrote there that joins these changing names.
These numberless lives.
So for him, names is also something which is always changing.
But, I didn't get how these two lines are connected with the second line, which says, can raise the fixed interminable line. I don't understand this line.
I have interminable means. I have to check.
Interminable. We can check now if you want. I can. Are you able to see the meaning?
Yeah.
Lasting for a very long time and therefore boring or annoying.
Okay, interesting.
Can raise the fixed interminable line. Line of what?
Line means of life, or let's say.
When we read the next line.
And the repetition of life. That's the
Yeah.
meaning.
when we are reading the next line that joins these changing names, these
Hmm.
numberless lives, it looks like that they're talking about the soul and the body. Like the soul is one, and every life we have different names.
So
Yeah,
you mean they're talking about reincarnation, like
yeah,
soul
of
going
course.
through
Yeah.
different lives, changing
Yeah,
forms?
yeah. From that, that joins these changing names, it gives us that feeling. These numberless lives. So,
Hmm.
like soul is one, and many lives, and every life has a different name.
Numberless lives. Okay. And then again, the self builds
Yeah.
this figure of self. So it's like a loop.
Yeah. So that's like a loop.
I have one question about this line. Only the self that builds this figure of self. This is relevant to something that is happening. Like I get to see a lot of videos on manifestation these days. I don't know if it's the same with both of you, but it's like self manifestation, get out of your habits and all that.
No.
The habits, the part of yourself is also, habits are part of your self or your being.
Hmm.
How does this line reflect on us as humans, where, if we take the concept of myself, like different aspects of myself that is built over the last 40-45 years.
Mm.
uh,
So I remember one important line in Savitri when Savitri asked the divine, and then what she should do. And then the divine told to her, uh, so find out your soul, recover thy high self. And I think there you can see this connection, soul and self. And also Sri Aurobindo describes more in that way that the soul, when the experience comes, then the psychic being comes up. And the psychic being is something similar like the self. And and in this self, in that way, and soul, it's which runs over all the times. So it's a
right.
question of order, more or less,
Well,
in the description.
So
So that's
can
my
we
feeling.
can we say that self, the concept of self,
Yes,
is the soul itself or spirit itself, but in time?
of course, it has to be in time. Yeah, and
Okay.
and it's the, let's say that the self or the hidden self. It's for me. It's the picture. It's behind all what we can call us, and which
Right.
are over all the times.
Hmm. Hmm.
But in the end, it has this similarity with the soul, and so it's another word for soul. I will say, and which you use in another context.
Right.
Sometimes people use the higher self, no? But this I didn't found by Sri Aurobindo that he has something like higher self. So because
Hmm.
he speaks from a hidden self, so the self, and
Yes,
here therefore I was very
I
not
understand.
surprised, but it was very clear. Okay, he's understanding the self that builds this figure of self. So the self is this power which creates uh, ourself in the numbers of lives.
Right.
And the soul,
Right.
it's more the energy, no? And
Which is the
later we can also see because that's all what has Savitri to do to find her soul, and that means her divine energy.
right. Right.
And
I
we will
forgot.
not say about the self that is that there is this energy. No? You see, it's used in a little bit different content.
Right.
soul and self. That's
So
my
spirit is the purest form of energy, we can say.
No, I think spirit is another topic of self. No? Self, of course, is the complete spirit.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm still trying to understand. Bear with me.
Yeah, and here for only the unborn spirit's timeless power can lift the joke imposed by
Yeah.
birth in
Birth in
time.
time.
Exactly. So unborn spirits, but then it comes to existence, and that's the self.
Yes.
But the self is before, because the self builds the figure of the
Yes.
self.
So I
So,
forgot to
but
mention one point. So this
yes, please.
chapter, the issue, because Amita is joining for the first time, and I forgot
Yes.
to mention this, that because me and Freider, we know what is happening here right now. So just
Okay.
we are in a point of time in a poem where Savitri has woken up. It's
Okay.
morning, and this is the day when she knows that Satyavan is going to die.
Okay.
And she knows that this is going to happen. She knew it even before she got married to him.
Yeah,
It was
that
told.
is.
And
I watched
yes.
one of the videos in the morning
Okay.
before
Okay.
joining. So where they did that part of it, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the entire explanation of what she's going through.
Correct.
You know what it's a process in which she decides. Maybe she will reach a point in future where she will decide what to do. But
Correct.
this is the process that we are witnessing.
Yeah.
A point she had reached where life must be in vain or in her unborn element awake. Her will must cancel her body's destiny. So it's all up to her will.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
has such a
and I
strong
think that
will. Yeah, she
yes,
has such a strong will that she wants, like her husband, she said in the last, when I heard the video, that she wants to be loved.
Okay.
She doesn't, she doesn't, her will is so strong that it will overcome her destiny.
I think he describes now in this chapter more what has to be happen.
What has to be happening?
Will happen.
And,
Yeah.
and that's the difference. Her will must
Yeah.
cancel her body's
Her
destiny.
body's destiny.
So, but that means he has not a will in the moment.
Yeah.
That's
No,
also
not
important.
at the moment. Yeah. What is
So,
to come? I think he's talking about that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And but it's also interesting, no? Because
Yeah.
the story is about how to come to that power, that her will is so strong that her body can that she can change the
Her
body's
karma will be
destiny.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's her karma of the present time, to change that, she's fighting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
my feeling is in this chapter, and that was for me also interesting, he describes what has to happen.
yes.
What has to, right? That is what we get from it. Yeah, trying to
Yeah,
understand
and then
that.
later we, so it's like in a movie, you see the trailer. And so
Forth and back, forth and back.
One beauty about Sri Aurobindo's writing is everything reveals itself so in a subtle manner, and the detailing he has done about every small nuance is so wonderful that it forces you to introspect
Yes.
this particular situation in your own life, where if you are standing at a point in your life where we know that it's impending doom and we are about to enter that impending doom, and it also gives you strength,
Yes.
where
Correct.
there is
Correct.
the will, and there is no choice, but it's only the will that we have with us,
Okay.
which we must impose, or we must
Yeah. Right.
trigger within ourselves, so that not just the will, but also he expresses a particular clarity she has about everything that has happened so far. So the will and clarity, these 2 points stand out for me. Savitri's, these two
Yes.
qualities,
Yeah.
they stand out for me. If we are talking purely introspective way. But
Correct.
mathematically, I think this is absolutely, I see fractals in those lines. As you said, it's wonderful. I was not thinking about that. So it's a wonderful
Yeah, no, but
perspective.
because something which creates himself,
Self.
of course, he makes the difference of the figure of
Yes.
this of self. No? It's also interesting. What is the figure of self? No?
Yes.
But this is this process where suddenly something which belongs to Savitri creates
Yes.
her. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see if we find something interesting in these lines, 4, 5, last 6 lines.
Mhm.
These new oblivious personalities and keeps still lurking in our conscious acts. The trail of old forgotten thoughts and deeds disown the legacy of our buried selves. The burdensome heirship to our vanished forms, accepted blindly by the body and soul. Anything particular, any thoughts that stand out for any?
The thoughts that stand out is he's talking about the various births that have happened.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Means we are oblivious to those personalities. We don't know, but somewhere that thing does come in
Mhm.
because if we connect it with that lift, can raise the fixed interminable lines that joins these changing names with numberless lives. So there are many lives that have gone by
Mm.
with these obvious personalities. We don't know yet. In this birth, we don't know what personalities we have gone through. But it's somewhere in the back of some things carry forward. That's what I get it as. The trail of all forgotten thoughts and deeds, disowned legacy of our buried selves. It is,
Mm.
if I'm not wrong, that is what
No, there
it
is no
makes me
such thing
understand.
as wrong. No, no. There are many possibilities this line
Yeah,
can go. So
correct.
for me, I
So,
got two things.
yeah,
When I was reading these 6 lines, for me,
Mhm.
it was the
yeah,
same lifetime. But even
okay,
if we completely deny the concept of reincarnation, let's say,
okay,
if the hypothesis is like we have only one life, we take
okay.
birth, we die, and in that
Hmm.
lifespan, even we can say that we are born many times,
Hmm.
not physically, but the
Oh, yeah,
self
yeah,
itself,
right.
the personality.
Yeah,
There are
correct,
some, but even if we completely change, there are some trail of old forgotten thoughts and deeds.
correct.
Uh, Somewhere, I don't know, Frederick, if we can connect it with some mathematical term.
Um,
I rem- I
I think,
remember.
of course, mathematical reborn, for example, it's also
Hmm.
this, um, let's say, um, repetition of
Yes,
calculation.
repetition, or
And
maybe the hints of, you
uh,
know.
yeah, no, it's interesting. So because with the sentence only the self that builds the figure of self, and then
Mhm,
you come automatical to numberless lives, and then
mhm.
you have the idea. Okay, there is something which always continuously, and that only we have in mathematical we have in the chaos theory.
Oh, Gauss theory.
No,
There
so
is.
because the chaos theory is based on the idea that you start, you put
Hmm,
some numbers inside, and
hmm.
then again you make repetition.
Right.
And then
Right.
it changed. And interesting is now that the outcome in chaos theory, it can be beauty or it can chaos, no? And it can be
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
So in the chaos theory, you have all the possibilities of life.
Yes. There is one theory which I was able to recall.
Yes.
This is in the logarithm.
Yeah.
There is some law. I'm not able to recall the name of the law, but they have done a survey. Let's say if we take any random numbers,
Yeah.
like what is the population of the earth right now, or some ask people to say some random numbers or add some things, and they have made a graph of that outputs, and they have
Mhm.
always seen that the graph of 1 was the highest,
I
and
see.
then the number 2 came almost little bit over half the times 1 was encountered, and then 3, 4, and you go up to 9, and it creates a perfect logarithmic graph. I'll try to recall this theory,
Okay.
but I don't know the name.
Mm.
So if we see the number theory itself, all the numbers come out of 1,
Mhm.
right? If we don't consider 0 for a moment, because nothing really comes out of 0. It's a mystery how 1 came out of 0. But nothing you can, unless you add 1 into 0, you don't get 1. But when you
Mhm.
add 1 into itself, you get 2. If we see it's a new self in itself, it's a completely different, but built on the image of self. And then 3, 4, 5, and you can go on and on. But still, out of that,
Mhm.
these oblivious personalities, which these numbers have distinct personalities, somewhere this 1 keeps on coming back. The trails of 1 always there. Even if very interesting to I would like to mention here, which is not mathematics, which is related to the current research work that I am doing. This is based on I'm learning Sanskrit script,
Mhm.
and my work is only on the alphabet system of Sanskrit. So there are vowels and there are consonants. And it's a little bit like Greek,
Mhm.
where, or maybe more like Hebrew, not Greek, where there are vowels are different, which are independent, not like English ABCD, and consonants cannot be pronounced without vowels. So if I want to
Mhm.
say ma, it's m and a. So it's always a trail of 1 or more vowel. It's always there. If for any pronunciation of any consonants, but the importance of consonant is that it has its own personality. It gives that defined effect, which a vowel
Mhm.
cannot give. So I
Mhm.
don't know if it makes sense, but somehow these lines reflect that for me. Does it make any sense? Sorry.
In which sense it's reflecting? You mean that the walls, these are more or less the self which creates all the other stuff, or?
These that joins these changing names, these numberless lives. So there are the alphabet chart of Sanskrit is like a what do you say, combinatronics, where you can
Combination.
make, it's like a combination chart. So let's say if we have about 12 vowels,
Yes.
if you put them in the row or column for each column, and then we have about 25 to 29 consonants.
Mhm.
Okay, so 5 for each set. 5 consonants you can pronounce from your guttural, then 5 little bit above, then 5 where you have to touch your tongue to the top of your mouth,
I
then
see.
5 where you have to touch your tongue to the back of the teeth, and 5 kinds of sound where you have to close your lips. If we
Mhm.
take this 25, and if we tell 12, So the combination is you can connect each consonant to each vowel. So it's like a huge chart,
Mm-hmm.
and each of them gives a distinct sound.
Mm-hmm.
So the beauty of that is you never have to remember any spellings because it's all
I see.
mathematical.
The practical.
Yeah, so you can, so it gives you like flexibility of constructing a new word.
Mm.
So there are no fixed terms. You
Mm-hmm.
can, based on your wisdom, the more you grow into your knowledge base, you can come up with new words which can be added into the library. So it's a very flexible language, but everything is based on this 12
Mm-hmm.
vowels and 25 consonants.
Mm-hmm.
So the technicality apart, but when I read these lines and keep still lurking in our conscious acts, the trail of old forgotten thoughts and deeds, disown the legacy of our buried selves, the burdensome heirship to our vanished forms, accepted blindly by the body and soul. Accepted
Mm.
blindly by the body and soul.
That's also interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because
Like an ongoing process.
so the
Some
mental
things
not accept, but I don't know. And it was
accepted
another question.
blindly.
By the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah, but why the body and soul blindly accept that situation, no? That
Mm.
heirship. No.
Mm. It's like a mystery
So of
puzzle.
course our body is not asking who I am. No.
It's not asking or it's not questioning, it's just accepting
Yeah.
this particular
And the soul which get the experience has also this kind of acceptance, no? When you think
right.
like that.
Yeah. Here, if we bring back the concept of going through multiple lives, then we can say
Yes.
that it's the soul's journey where it learns. And then with
Yes.
that experience, it takes over a new life where, it starts from where it has left off, though it is going through the birth and death cycle again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the soul accepts it blindly. So the
Yes.
body, which is very interesting because the body itself will be new, but it
Yeah.
blindly accepts whatever the knowledge base that has been carried out in numberless lives,
Mm.
which I think it talks about a lot of complexity.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Should we read a little bit more? I think we have 15 minutes.
Yes, please. Yes. So,
Amitaji, would you like to give it a try?
Yeah. An episode in an unremembered tale, its beginning lost, its motive and plot concealed. A once living story has prepared and made. Our present fate, child of past energies. The fixity of the cosmic sequences, fastened with hidden inevitable links, she must disrupt, dislodge by her soul's force, her past a block of immortal's road, make a raised ground and shape anew her fate.
Hmm. Hmm.
so
You want me
here,
to read ahead?
No. I think this much will be enough for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to do more than these lines
Hmm.
today. Yeah.
Mm.
So, an episode of unremembered tales means when you're born new, then you've forgotten everything else before. Its
Mhm.
beginning lost, its motive and plot concealed. And what means the beginning we don't know, and plot concealed is what is going to ahead, we still don't know about that also. A once living story has prepared and made our present fate child of past energies.
I think that's also
It's a
interesting.
continuation. It's in continuation with the previous lines, I think.
Freider, you were saying something?
Yeah, so because why he said suddenly past energies.
Past energies.
Yeah. Present
So
fate, child of past
Child
energies.
of
Right.
past energies.
Energies, right.
so he not spoke about past rememberings or
Yeah.
something like that. So the present fate, child of past energies. So it means energies is that what is the important thing of the present.
Correct.
Yeah.
So and now when he writes energies, we know energy is not a simple term, no, because we not in the end we not know what is energy, but
We just know that it's constant.
yeah, and it's a physical term in that way. No?
Does it sound like cause and effect?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
seems
had
like it. Yeah,
also
it could
thinking
be.
about this cause and effect, but then and I think then we come again to that contradiction, and perhaps that's the reason behind that sentence, that somebody can open this cause and effect.
Yeah.
An
And
episode in an unremembered tale. Its beginning lost, its motive and plot concealed. If we purely see it from the cause and effect theory,
Yeah.
then the effect is not aware of the cause.
Hmm.
But so its beginning is lost. That means the effect is not aware of why the effect itself is taking place. But because of the cause, the way the effect will be executed is already fixed. Is that what it means?
yes, and still I have this remembering on the chaos theory because you know so sometimes you not know where is the beginning, no? But
Yes.
the beginning has a huge influence on the chaos theory.
Yes.
So that suddenly something happens and you don't know why.
Why?
And you cannot easily calculate back. And that's interesting that he writes this also in that sentence, no? Because when you not know the past energies or let's say the past, then how you can recognize it. And I think
Right.
that's now because, of course, some people think believing like that. Okay, when you do that, then this will happen in the future, or you did that because that happens today, and it looks not like so simple. So,
That's true. That's true. So basically, when effect, or yeah, as you said, when it is happening, the beginning, something that is the beginning, which
yes,
has started this. When the next step happens, there is again a new starting point for the next step. So we know from that starting point, but we don't know what caused that starting point. So we can't trace back.
and that again is the fundamental of the chaos theory because when you in a moment or let's say of movement, you cannot calculate really back
Yes.
to the starting point
Yes.
because you have a too high complexity.
Yes. I'll just Google quickly Gauss theory.
Yes, please. Chaos. It's
How
uh,
do you,
chaos.
uh, am I spelling it
C
correctly?
CH CH and then
CH.
yeah CHOS and then theory. There here, CHAOS, AOS, and then
Chaos.
theory.
Chaos theory. Yeah. The system studies complex systems that follow deterministic rules but exhibit seemingly random, unpredictable behavior due to extreme sensitivity to initial conditions. So something that looks like really random,
Yes.
but there is a method to the madness. Right. Amitaji, anything you want to say?
No.
Okay, then we can quickly talk about these last five lines.
Yeah.
The fixity of the cosmic sequence. Fixity, I like that term. The fixity of the cosmic sequences, fastened with hidden, inevitable links. She must disrupt, dislodge by her soul's force. Very powerful statement. Her past, a block on the immortal's road. Make a raised ground and shape anew her fate. Wow.
Like her fate has already been written, and now she wants to overcome that with her power.
Yeah,
so what she's going to do, it'll be like,
yeah. So it's a stand against something that is, it's very hard to disrupt the, like if we say chaos theory.
Courage. Yeah.
Yes.
It's showing her courage.
Yes. So if it's say, yeah, Freider, yes, please.
So there we have also this repetition in that way. Only the soul force can disrupt.
Yes, only the soul's force can disrupt. Yes, that's the.
And again, the soul's force, and that's this repetition, is the divine force, which creates all the things.
So everything is against her at this point. There are these. And so everything is fixed. The cosmic sequence is fixed. You know, this
what has to happen will happen type.
Yes, it is a matter of death. And so it's fixed and it's coming. It's a cosmic sequence which is fastened with hidden, inevitable links.
They're giving small signals.
Yeah. So inevitable links. Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, so it's of course not profound.
So different sequences bound by inevitable links.
Means certain significances are like, certain things are revealing that he has to go.
Yeah, and he again clearly describes in the end what will change.
She must disrupt. She must cut that off.
Exactly, no? And that he can also do by the soul's force. And now, but who creates the cosmic sequences? Again, the divine, and there we have the self.
It's the irony,
and it's the self also, because the self creates the forms.
So if we come back again to chaos theory, you know, where if I take a handful of sand, not the soil, sand, which is loose sand, you know, like in desert, and if I throw it in the air, so it's a chaos. So each particle is traveling independently, but each particle, the path for each particle is fixed. The way based on how I throw it, you know. So it's like changing the course of that.
No, unfortunately, that there comes also a contradiction in the chaos theory. So because there is a belief that if you know the exact position of, for example, the starting point of the sand corn,
Yeah.
and that then you know, okay, how it will flow.
Yes.
But now comes the contradiction that we cannot know. And not only by measurement, we cannot know the exact position, but also theoretically, because our the nature
Yes.
is not like that we have exact positions.
Yes. Not
Because then
before happening. Yeah. We cannot have the exact positions before it happened. We can carry out the exact positions if we manage to record it and if we analyze after the event has happened. But
no, also not so that's the problem. Because you have therefore there is no possibility to calculate the right flow. No, because
yes.
you not get the right position of
Right.
the sand cone, and then it's still it says okay, it's deterministic, but the deterministic you cannot describe. That's the problem. No?
Yes.
So that means for yourself, you always not know where is
Yes.
the position. But of course, it's not in that way similar because there is something which can change the cosmic sequences and these links. So that means in mathematical or physically describes, it means that the sand corn again has the possibility to fly in another direction.
Yes.
If there is some divine force in the end.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Nice. Amitaji, any closing notes? So I think we should stop here today.
Okay.
I will bookmark this so that we remember that we have read up to here. And we can take, we are meeting, let me see, on 16th of January.
Okay.
Is that okay? And also,
Yes.
is it okay if we meet at 8:30 instead of 8? Is that
I
okay?
think for
Today
me
was
it's fine.
8:30.
Yes, it's better.
Yes.
Today it was 8:30 only.
Yes, yes. This is the first time we have met. Usually we meet 8 to 9.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the small request is if we can meet at 8:30.
Yeah, perfect with me.
Freider? Yeah, okay. Fine. Then we can close with a moment of silence again.
Yes.
Thank you, Freider. Thank you, Amitaji, for
Thank
joining
you.
today
Thank
and
Thank
sharing
you.
your insights. Wish you both Happy New Year once again.
Thank you and wish you the same.
Same to you.
See you on 16th.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.